Hey, what's up, everyone? We're back with another BKFC Reddit Ask Me Anything. We're joined by Travis the Animal Thompson. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you having me on. It means a lot.
You are a fan favorite, so you were definitely a guy that we had to have on.
I love it. I love doing this, man. This is number 11 for me. I'm excited.
It's number 11 for you, and you've
Yep.
never been knocked out, which says so much about the type of fighter you are. You've had a couple decisions, and the doctor stoppage, but they can't stop you. You're like a tough. You are like the epitome of a warrior.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I've always been that type of person. I've always been a little guy. I've always been counted out before I ever had a chance. So that's why I love Bare Knuckle, and I love the Feldmans for giving me an opportunity to, showcase my talents.
If you weren't doing bare knuckle, would you be doing any other combat sports, or are you just nose to the grind working?
To be honest with you, just so you know, just this past week was my birthday, April Fool's Day, so my whole life's a joke. I
Okay.
just I actually just turned 41, which
Okay.
people don't believe because I'm pretty active as can be.
Sure.
Um, but I was a pro boxer for quite some time, and right before bare knuckle started, I pretty much retired. I was done, and then bare knuckle started. Dave called me up. He's like, "I got it approved. You're going to be on pay-per-view." And as soon as he told me that, I couldn't step away. And if it weren't for bare knuckle, I wouldn't still be fighting.
Okay. You are you have your own handyman company. What
Yeah.
kind of
So
okay.
I'm a landscaper back home, and I
Okay.
live in Philadelphia. Well, outside of Philadelphia, it's
Okay.
called Pottstown. It's only like a half hour, 40 minutes away from Philly. It's west. Anyways, I do landscaping, but I do everything. Like
Sure.
I do tile floors, I do hardscaping, concrete, whatever needs to be done, I do. I did a lot of the stuff at my house. We actually knocked our house down and rebuilt about, I think it was 5 years ago. And yeah, we did everything outside. I did myself. Did a lot of stuff on the inside too.
So I know you like to go down to Battle Zone. Is there just not a good place for you to train up in the area, or what's
So
what's the
it
deal?
has nothing to do with that. What it is, honestly, I mean, Philadelphia is known for its fighting.
Sure.
Um, I love Philly. I love where I live. But the problem is, when you're home,
Hmm.
you deal with life. And this sounds really bad, and I don't mean for it to sound the way that it does sound, but sometimes when you're getting ready for a fight, you have to prepare just for that fight.
Hmm.
So those little nuances, like you got bills. Everyone has bills. We all have them, right? But being able to come to Florida and get away from all that, I still have the bills. Don't get me wrong, but I can send the money out. It's
Sure.
not me being home opening up every single piece of mail that comes in the house, dealing with whatever's going on. I still do. I still deal with those things. It's just not right in front of you. So what it allows me to do, and I thank my wife for letting me do this and my kids, because without them I wouldn't be able to do anything. But what this allows me to do is just pretty much focus on my art and my opponent. So that's all I do while I'm here.
So what's the ideal camp? Like how long do you want to be able to get away from everybody and down to Florida for?
So this was probably my first ever camp, like legitimate. I've had the right amount of time and everything. So you're going to see a great display of my art come Friday. I'm going to do a great job because I've had the time. I've had a solid 6 week camp. I and I didn't come here out of shape. I came down here in shape. So day one, I'm training. I'm not taking my time, taking it easy because I got to get my wind. Already had endurance. I was already putting in my miles while I was home. So
Hmm.
I came down here. I mean, all in, I've probably had a 10 week camp to
Okay.
prepare for my fight. Honestly, I think you honestly should have a solid 8 weeks to prepare for a camp or for a fight. But I know you don't always have those opportunities. I mean, my best fight, in my opinion, it was a loss, but I still think my best fight was that win, and that was on 4 days' notice. So I
Right.
mean, 5 days before the fight, I was drinking, I was eating what I wanted, I was doing whatever I wanted.
Sure.
You know, I'm having fun. You know,
How do you get down to weight in 4 days?
so you got to also realize I have a pretty labor intensive job.
Sure.
So even when I'm not in shape, I'm always in shape.
Okay.
Physically, I'm always in shape. Um, to lose weight, you're just cutting out a lot of the excess, all the bad carbs, all the bad drinks, the bad foods. You're cutting out a lot of that stuff. That's how you lose your first 10 pounds. Then the next 10 or 15, that's just diet and putting in that time. The
Okay.
extra cardio, the extra road work, um, all sorts of stuff. I mean, you do saunas, you do the Epsom salt baths. There's a lot to it, and it's just the extra pushes. And that's the other thing. Me being down here, having a camp, I work out minimum 2 times a day, minimum 6 days a week. I worked out today. Today's Sunday. It's supposed to be a day off. I still work out. So even on Sundays, I still put in at least 1 or 2 workouts.
Okay. You're fighting Abdil Velasquez. How do you feel? Do you like him? Do you not like him?
So honestly, he's a good kid. He's a great guy, but you got to realize when you're my opponent, I don't like you. It's not, and it's not because you're not a good person. It's like I'm here to beat you. I'm not here to shake your hands, congratulate you, be a friend. Like that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to beat you and defeat you. I don't want to say I like him. I don't want to say I hate him, but I got a job to do.
So my question for that comes: I watched you on Brian Socia show, and you was
Yeah,
talking about how you were friends with Ryan, and that kind of played in. So I was hoping you were going to say you didn't like this guy because I want to see you go all out. I want to see the animal in this fight.
you will. You'll see the animal on this one. This is a vengeance fight for me because Abby did beat me.
Sure,
I don't feel as though he did beat me. He ran a lot. You're not running this time because now I have my steps down. You're not getting away. I'll guarantee you that it's going to be ended.
it's the smaller ring too. Like he has nowhere to
I
go.
I don't know that he knows that, and
Okay,
it's yeah, you're not getting away from me. This is it's my turf, and this ring that we're going to be in, you're going to see that a lot of my losses would not have been losses if I had this ring because you're not
sure,
getting. And the thing about me that people don't realize, okay, you want to see I'm old. I have more energy than most of you guys that are in my class.
sure.
Not only that, but I have real power. Like I hit with everything I have. So this is bone on bone, right? So
Yeah,
that stuff doesn't bother me. So if I can do that with my hands, I mean, here we go. We got a tile floor here, right?
you're crazy.
Tile. So if I can do that, what do you think your skull's gonna do? It
Absolutely.
don't bother me. That shit does. But that's also, like I said, I do hardscaping. So back home, this is really stupid, but this is how I've always been. You have a sledgehammer, a mallet to put the paver in the ground to set it in the sand. Well, guess
Okay.
what? I left the mallet 10 feet away. So instead of getting up and going to get it, I just punch it down the ground and move on to the next one. I've always been that way. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's why they call me the animal, I guess.
You're a maniac. Okay, so I know you're close with the Feldmans, and I reached out
Yeah.
to both Feldmans. One of them's being Mr. International, so I couldn't get a hold of him. But
So Damon.
Damon told me, he said, ask him about what happened the last time we sparred.
Yeah, I'll never spar him again. So this is actually hilarious. Like, yo, you want to do a couple rounds? Yeah, whatever, Damon, fine. I'm probably 24, 25. I'm going all out. I held nothing back. I'm hitting him with anything and everything. I hit him with an overhand. I hit pretty hard for a little guy. He goes, huh, huh, throws a left hook. I mean, a picture perfect left hook. Hits me right on the chin. Dude, like I saw stars. He caught me with a good one. That was when I was like, okay, yeah, maybe there is a reason for weight classes. He hit me with that. I was like, yeah, we're good. He's like, yo, you okay? My man, you all right? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. That's one thing about me. I got a chin on me. You're
Sure.
not putting me down. You're not going to put. Damon didn't put me down, but I felt his power. I was like, oh, shit.
That's a
Yeah,
great story.
he can crack. Damon can crack for sure. There's no doubt about that.
So, do you ever see yourself taking one of those celebrity fights that he puts on? They look pretty fun.
We'll see. Time will tell. I got to finish up what I'm doing now. I don't like to look forward in things. That's one
Okay.
thing about me. So, like, they've asked me about who's your next opponent, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I only focus on what's in front of me, and what's in front of me right now is Abiel Velasquez. So that's all I'm focused on. I spend every minute thinking about who I'm fighting, what I'm doing, what I'm going to do. I don't care about excess other things that are going to happen afterwards.
Okay, so we did an interview the other day with JR, and I asked him when we were talking. I said, give me a question to ask you," and he wanted to know why they call you the animal. But then you're talking about punching pavers in the ground and stuff. So I think
So the funny part is people don't know this, but like I got my nickname the animal and I think I was 13 or 14. So I've had this nickname for what, 28 years.
wow.
I had that because like I said, I'm a small person, but you have the wrong impression if you think that you can count me out ever. When I wrestled in high school, I got the nickname when I was a freshman or sophomore, and it's because I don't quit no matter what. I mean, I would wrestle with the heavyweights. If you did something, so could I. Like nothing will ever stop me. No one can stop me. And when I wrestled, I was a very dirty wrestler. I mean,
Okay.
I I did a lot of dumb, bad shit. Um, I was like that as a pro boxer. I'm still a tough guy when it comes to the bare knuckle. I mean, that's just the way I am.
Okay, so you're up there in Pennsylvania. Was there any like I know with the Connecticut card? I mean, did you want to try to fight close to home, or you enjoy like getting
I
it
don't.
away from?
It doesn't bother me. I'll fight in your backyard. I don't give a shit. I'll fight in your house. I don't like. I would love to fight in PA in Philly.
Sure.
That'd be ideal. But I don't care. I get to travel. What the hell do I care? People
I
get
know.
to see all over the world, so I love it.
I was just curious more for like your family, like like do your kids like to watch you fight? Like, do they come
So
to the fights?
they watch all the BKFC. They watch on the app. I've wanted them to come to a bunch of them, but financially we can't swing it because
Sure.
you got to also realize coming to camp, you're also spending money while you're here, so it's
Sure.
more for me to bring my family. It's not really something that we're in the position to be able to do. I wish I could. My kids are growing every day. My son's going to be 15 in July. My daughter's going to be 12 later this month. So it's like I miss out on those times with them. I wish they could come watch me. I know they'll be watching it at home on TV. I would love for them to be able to come watch me in Philly. That'd be awesome. That would be ideal.
Does your son have any like? Does he want to get into boxing, or is that not his forte?
That's not his forte, and I like that about him. I want him
Sure.
to be a young person. I'm not the type of dad that is like, oh, I wrestled, so you're gonna wrestle. I box, so you're gonna box. I've never pushed anything on my son. I never will. I want him to be able to do what he wants to do. I'm very proud of that boy. That's why his name's Travis. Also, he's
Perfect.
Travis Junior because he will be the best Travis there is. He's better than me since day one. Since the day he was born, he's better than me. But he's grown into a great young man. He's a great kid, and every day I get to watch him, grow more and more every day, and I'm just proud of that kid, man. I
Do
wish
you?
you. I don't get me wrong. I wish you would have got into wrestling and
Yeah.
fighting because that's I could help him out with it. But he also challenges me because he doesn't do those things. He challenges me because he likes to go do bowling. He likes soccer. He likes, what's really cool? He likes to sew. So like
Okay.
my daughter, wants a stuffed animal or something, he'll sew, he'll make it for her. Like he's very good. He's very creative. I love my daughter too. They're both great kids. So that's more challenging to me is dealing with them than a fight.
Do you guys call him TJ? Just so you know, I have a son
Yeah,
named Jason also, so he's JJ. So I figured you'd
that's
have a
cool.
TJ. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anyone. He's had teachers call him Travis, but other than that, no one calls him Travis. It's always TJ.
It always weirds me out when I'm hanging out with my son and someone's like Jason, and I'm like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is
What
that?
do
And
you
my son's
want?
like,
Yeah.
oh, it's my buddy.
Yeah, that's no. All his friends call him TJ. Like everyone
Okay.
calls him TJ. The
Yeah.
teachers will call him Travis. But
Got
yeah,
it.
when they say Travis, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh shit! He does virtual school, so he's
Okay.
on the computer all the time. So I'll be in the house and I hear Travis. I'm like, what the hell do you want? Oh crap, teacher, my bad.
Okay, so I got a question from Ryan Reber. He wants you to tell us your favorite thing not to drink during training camp.
My favorite thing not to drink.
Yeah, he said, "What's his favorite thing not to drink during training camp?" I like, or do you have a favorite thing that you drink during training camp?
Uh, I mean the favorite. I don't. They're probably making fun of me because I don't drink water or anything. Like
Okay.
because they like people when they lose weight they overload with water and then they like cut it out. Like I don't I'm fine. I drank water yesterday. I don't need water today. That's why I say every day, they're like, dude, you need to drink water. It's good for you. I was like, dude, I'm fine. And the reason for that is because when I go to war, well,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, I'm not going to war. I'm not going to battle. But when I'm in the ring and I'm fighting, you're getting water. You're going to get rehydrated. You're going to be fine. So when I'm in camp, when I'm training, I try to be as miserable as possible when I do things. I try to do things as hard as possible. So, like, I won't drink water. Like, in between rounds, I don't drink water. I don't need it. Because when fight time comes, I'm going to have water. So if I can do it without water, when I get water, I'm going to be fresh.
Do you have like I know you're down there Battle Zone? Do you have a coach when you're not like up in Philly? Do you have a coach or do you just use
Yeah,
Ryan's coach?
I got gyms I go to back home.
Okay,
But the problem is, like I said, it's people people aren't as hungry back home as they
sure,
are here. Um, that's I like to go to gyms where it sounds really bad, but I like to be in gyms where it's like a shithole. Like you don't want to be there because you're trying to build yourself up to get the hell out of that area.
right.
That's not the way it is in Battlezone. The thing with Battlezone is everyone there is a professional fighter. So like we all mesh great. We all push each other. So that's awesome. I'm not used to that. I'm used to being in like dingy places, which is great because you're working with people that are so fucking hungry because they don't know when they're getting their next meal. They don't know when they're doing this, that, and the other. So you have real competition there also. Um, I get a lot of that, but at Battlezone, I just get all the experience from Coach JB and Bo, and then all my fellow fighters. It's great. Mundell comes in there all the time also.
Sure.
But you got to realize, like my sparring partners are Jr., Ryan. Um, like I said, Mundell's always there. Mike's always there. Mike Hetrick's always there.
Yep.
There's a great amount of knowledge that's in that gym. Then you have JB and Bo that are training us. It's great.
Okay, so is your plan like after the fight you're literally just gonna turn and burn and head back because you have a birthday party to go to, right? Or
Yeah,
what was that what you're saying?
not, I mean not immediately, but yeah, like Saturday I'll leave. So what I'll do is I'll have a good time Friday night. We'll get the victory. We'll do all our celebrations. Have a late night Friday. Have good time Saturday. Probably leave mid afternoon
Okay.
or late afternoon, midday Saturday. Get home for Sunday for my daughter's birthday party.
Awesome. Okay, and then the last question I usually end for you guys. You seem like a guy who probably got in a couple fights back when you were younger. So I always ask people if you remember the first time you were involved in a street fight, the first time you punched somebody out of anger. Like usually it's elementary school, but yours was probably like preschool because you're so
Yeah,
mean. But
I mean, well, see, you got to realize I'm number 4 out of 5 kids. I had an older
okay,
brother, 2 older sisters. My older brother is 5 years older than me, and my sisters are 7 and 8 years older than me. So I mean, I fought my entire life. I always fought with my older brother. No one could ever stop me. Like even my older brother, like yeah, you're older than me by 5 years, but by the time we hit our teenage years, that shit wasn't happening no more. Then it was like I'd fight with my older brother. I'd fight with my dad. Like that's real fighting. Like it's not like you got smacked or beat. Like we'd
yeah,
fight when I'm a teenager. So like real fights weren't shit for me. Like in school and stuff,
yeah,
I was like, if a grown man's fighting me and swinging on me, what the fuck? I don't care if you're 200 pounds. I got a 30-year-old, 40-year-old dude that's throwing punches at me.
right.
He ain't stopping me. What do you think you're gonna do? So I couldn't tell you my first fight. I mean, yeah, it was definitely in elementary school. I mean, I've had plenty of fights in Philly on the streets and stuff. Uh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
You seem like you've had a lot.
I love fighting, and
Absolutely.
that's why I love bare knuckle because, like I said, I used to fight for the Feldmans. Marty's dad, Dave's dad, Marty was my boxing trainer. Fought for him for a lot of years, and then retired from boxing. And as soon as I retired from boxing, Dave started bare knuckle. So I was at the very first bare knuckle in Wyoming,
Sure.
very first international one in Cancun, very first Florida one at the fairgrounds. I mean, very first New York one. I go all over the place. This is number 11 for me. I love fighting. I don't know what not to do. I mean, I fight every day.
I know you're not big on like guessing the future, but I mean, like right now you're looking at writing one of the losses. Is that like big on your thing that you want to like avenge the
Yep.
losses, or you just keep moving?
I always keep moving, but to have a chance to avenge a loss is a big deal to me. I felt as though I didn't lose the first time. And now you're giving me an opportunity to not just avenge it, but put like an exclamation point on it in my perspective. So that's what I plan on doing. I absolutely plan on avenging this loss and making a statement out of it that I'm here for a reason. I'm ranked for a reason.
Okay, is there anybody you want to like shout outs or anything
Yeah,
before we go?
I want to shout out to all my sponsors. I'm actually staying at my buddy Aaron Kling's house. So that's Kling Law. He's helped me out for out of my 11 fights. I mean, I want to say at least 7 or 8 of them. He's always been behind me. Um, I got, my sponsors, all obviously Aaron's my sponsor. The John Starr, Steadfast Roofing, he always helps me out. M&M Auto back in Pottstown. Those guys helped me. They helped me get down here. They hooked my car up so I can come down here. They
Oh,
gave
cool.
me some money so I could come down here. They're hooking me up with tires while I'm here so I can drive back. They always take great care of me. All my sponsors, just so people know, all my sponsors are friends and family. That's the way I work. I could easily go get sponsorships at places. I need to know who I'm getting money from so I know who I'm talking about, and I just want friends and family to be behind me so I can be behind them at the same time. So I want to thank all of them for being behind me and helping me get this camp because we're going to get the victory on Friday.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time. You're a big fan favorite on the Reddit. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much. I appreciate you hitting me up and getting me on here. I enjoy it. I always see you on here with all the other guys like Austin Trout's on here all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really
Awesome.
cool.
Well, thanks so much, sir.
Thank you, man. You have a good one.